Hello, this is Sam Simon, also known as Dementia Man, for the week of October 12th, 2025. And as you can see, my background is not from my play and the work Dementia Man, the story of living a meaningful life with Alzheimer's disease and a cognitive disorder. Um, though I'm going to talk about that because I just came back from South Carolina, um, Hilton Head, where an organization called My Memory Matters uh, in Hilton Head presented me, Dementia Man, to their community. It's part of a speaker series that they've had. And I wanted to thank them for such a gracious hosting and gracious opportunity to present this really important work, Dementia Man, about living well and having a meaningful life with cognitive disorders. Their organization does adult daycare support and programs during the day for people with cognitive disorders, as well as public education and some in-home support. I had an opportunity to meet, and the speaker series was funded by one of their major donors. And as I was getting ready to go on stage or waiting, I was off in a private room, and somebody knocked and said, "Would you like to meet, or would you be willing to meet with this person who was the primary supporter of their work?" And during that moment, we had a nice short chat. And I had mentioned that I had done another play called The Actual Dance, and how these existential moments, especially being with someone you love as they take their last breath, was, has a rhythm to it, a ritualistic character to it. And that I actually imagined it in my brain. I lived it as a ritualized series of movements and a dance that I literally left this world and found myself standing in a liminal place in a gigantic ballroom with a bright wooden floor, surrounded by chairs, and then surrounded by everyone I had ever met, ever known. Not just me, Susan and I, ever loved in this ballroom. And not just them, but probably even in that crowd, generations from before us. And then maybe, just maybe even generations yet to come. And in this existential moment there, as Susan and I were, there was a huge band playing the music that Susan and I only we could hear, Unchained Melody, by the way. And it was the music of our hearts. And as we danced, there would have been the moment, that final moment, that in the real world, Susan would have stopped breathing. But in this world, she would have left my arms and gone on to this other place, that existential moment. And it was interesting because in this conversation with this, he was a much older man, he said, "Well, I agree, I understand it." His eyes got a little teary. He says, "I lost my month 2 months. I lost my wife 2 months ago." And yeah, right. Is. It is a dance. It is a dance that we all go through. And I was so moved by that. I was so, so moved. So thank you. Thank you. My Memory Matters in Hilton Head. Their group, their website is mymemorymatters.org. And the people all there were lovely. And if you live anywhere near there, and if you're so moved to give them support, please do that too. But now I want to encourage you. So I'm going to talk just a little bit more about my experience. And as I said, the picture on that book is Susan and I on August 23rd, 1966. That's 59 years and maybe 6 weeks ago. At our wedding, it was August 23rd, 1966. And what it was like to go through this moment where we were on the edge of the abyss. The doctors had pulled me aside. She wasn't going to make it. Get ready for it, Sam. What had happened is post-double mastectomy, the doctors, her oncologist found another lump. It was near where they had taken off both. You can't see me go across my chest, but both breast and the scar area. And there was already another lump. Spoiler, it turned out to be a water cyst, but her doctor and our oncologist both swore to me they had never seen anything like that ever. And so I had to come up to the edge of the abyss. It's called anticipatory grief. And I've learned too that the two journeys, mine with Susan, as I expected her to pass from her breast cancer. And by the way, that journey is not 100% over. You know, at the 5-year mark, they say it's gone, it's over. We waited 5 years. Well, now it's 20 years after, and I still, you know, she has this. Well, first of all, let me stop. She still has under her right arm where the lymph nodes were taken pain, and she can't lift as many things with it. She still lives that. Of course, she does not have, she has breast implants. So that's part of the story isn't over. And for me, I know that breast cancer, if it comes back, to be the brain. Actually, my mother passed from a breast cancer that had metastasized to her brain. And then Susan's mother had passed from breast cancer at the age 54 from metastasized breast cancer. So every time I'm feeling well, it's a little less, I worry. Of course, now that our roles have changed. Now Susan is my care partner, as I have a terminal diagnosis. Alzheimer's is not yet curable. Now I'm early stage, I'm doing well. My doctor thinks performing these plays is good medicine. But I know I haven't, and I know it's progressing. And Susan's journey, her dance, but in some ways, it was a privilege of being able to hold each other and know that we're loved and love that others. And as we go through what will be a difficult time, if it comes to that, I've come to believe that one of the most important gifts we can give to somebody else in these moments like this is that they are truly loved, that there is a unconditional love, and love is that we're like a singularity. We're each an equal half of the other. So you can watch this. You have a chance to watch the video of my play, me performing it, called The Actual Dance. Just go to theactualdance.com. Yes, .com, theactualdance.com. The link to ordering the video, which will be available to watch. It's a small fee of $20, which all goes to help support this work. So I hope you'll take the opportunity in October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, October, and watch a show of what it was like to go through breast cancer and the level of commitment and love that we've been able to show each other. I'm well, let me put it this way. It's Susan's strength and care in her disease that helps me try to keep up and to keep up my determination as well. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of this adventure with us. And please go to theactualdance.com. Click on it. If you order it, you're going to hear back about having an opportunity to chat with Susan and I and talk about that journey together with you. So thank you very much.